Okay, the East boys. Who do you think had the biggest splash in the East this year? We can start with them. I have my answer.
Is your answer Carolina?
What's Nick's answer?
I was also thinking Carolina.
I was also thinking Carolina. All right, 3 for 3. Because
I think it's
they
just
had
because
the
of the
most people.
Guentzel trade.
Yeah. Yep. So
Did they get
Carolina.
who else
I
did
thought
they
it that
get?
way too, but then they had the late pickup of Kuzi, and I'm like, oh, that's gonna help them.
Which I was just kind of confused by.
I
don't
mean,
know why nobody why wait until then? He cleared waivers a week and a half ago.
That's
because if he clears, he can then be sent down again without having to go through waivers.
Oh.
So if it goes poorly enough where they're not vibing with it, and they only spent like a 3rd round pick on him, or I don't remember what it was. Do you know?
2025 third.
Okay, hey.
Nice.
But it's one of those things where it's like, he's been kind of ass the last couple of years, but he has enough of a track record where maybe
the other reason they would not. Yeah, the other reason they would not claim him is that if you claim him, you don't get him at 50% off, like they did with the trade.
There's that too,
because he's making north of $7 million, which for a guy that has not done anywhere near what he's capable of in the last 2 years, 3 years.
Yeah,
that's a lot of money. So he's at least now underneath. I think he's like $3 million-ish, $3.5 million probably. So
less than $4 million Kuznetsov. That's the kind of magic beans I'd use a third to take a chance on that.
You never know. You never know.
He's had a hell of a track record in the past, so who knows? We've definitely seen players kind of pull a little bit out of their ass when they're on a playoff run and a little later in their career.
Too, so I feel like it's hard to be hyped about that.
But it's a lot of the problem I think is with Kuznetsov is it's honestly off ice stuff. I think that's been his issue because he's gone into the player assistance program.
Yeah, he's
which
had some
means,
drug issues a couple times.
Yeah, drugs. Which he is the cocaine man.
Unofficially, allegedly. A lot of cocaine, yes, based on what I've heard on Twitter and whatnot.
Unofficially.
But probably. Who knows? Allegedly.
Stop doing that. It's not good for you.
Yeah.
But listen, we skipped over the big one. And went straight to the small one.
Kuznetsov was the main thing they got, right? Yeah.
He was their big ad. Yes, they're swinging for that. They're swinging for the infield. I'll tell you. So no, their big deal is they go to the Penguins and they grab Guentzel, and thrown in is also defenseman Ty Smith. So that's whatever. They don't really need him, but
but it's a fine enough like 6th, 7th, or 8th option kind of guy, because I think he's fallen off a bit since he left New Jersey. But you can't ever have too many defensemen for a playoff run. You need bodies. You need NHL capable bodies because there's gonna be injuries. So sure.
Yep. So they bring in Guentzel. That's their big ad. A top 6 forward. Could even be a top line forward. I don't know how Carolina structures their team, but
I want to look at their daily faceoff.
I'm sure that Aho is the center. Svechnikov is on one of the wings. I believe he plays both. So does Guentzel slot in on their other wing there?
Ooh. If he does.
That's oh dear.
Holy.
If I'm them, I'm trying to split that up a little bit. But so let me let me tell you the return.
I actually have a bit of an answer. Oh wait. This doesn't even have. Is he injured? Oh, he's injured right now. That's why he's not on there.
Guentzel's hurt.
He's injured right now. Currently, wow. I don't know if Daily Faceoff has it right, but they already have Kuznetsov bumped to their second line center. That's probably not what you want.
I don't think that's right.
They have their top line as Svechnikov, Aho, Teravainen. Is Guentzel a right winger or a left winger?
I believe he's a right winger. I think he plays both, actually.
He's probably going in that Teravainen spot, and you're probably going to get Svechnikov, Aho,
all right,
Guentzel. And then you bump that down. They have Stefan Noesen, Nason maybe? Noesen, who's apparently come on a bit since he got to Carolina. Then Kuznetsov, Neches, Jordan Martinuk, Jordan Stahl, Seth Jarvis, he's a center and left. Is there
any other Jordans that can go on that line? Because that's really what needs to be the top priority.
Seth Jarvis is low-key awesome. I have
Oh,
him
yeah,
in
he's been
fantasy.
great.
He's been
Yeah, they got to
killing
trade
it.
for Kyrou. They got to trade for Kyrou just to
Yes.
fill out that third line.
The Jordans.
So yeah, I think Guentzel. It wouldn't shock me if you see Guentzel go Svechnikov, Aho, Guentzel, and then that'll be just a.
It'd be a
killer
good
first
ass line. It'd be a good ass line. But if I'm them, I'm splitting them up if I can.
You
For
wouldn't
sure.
hurt because honestly, I was expecting those forward lines to be better.
But think about their issues that they've had. Their issues in the playoffs have been
Their
hey,
issue
we
has
can't
always
fucking
been
score,
goal
man.
scoring. Yeah. They've always had a really good defensive core, but they can't goal score. Yeah, that
They
makes
play
sense.
a well-rounded game, but they just can't score.
Well,
That's
Guentzel will
bad.
help with that.
Yep, especially in the playoffs. He's a
When he comes back from
playoff
IR.
beast. Yeah, when he comes back from being hurt.
Which I think he's close at this point because he was like a month out like a couple weeks ago. So
okay, well, good enough.
Yeah, so I imagine that'll be soon enough.
Good enough.
So look at a little bit of runtime with him then, which is good.
Yeah, he'll probably get like 10 games, which
Which
is better than no games.
Better than none, yeah.